against you financially. No wonder most people are broke.
Yeah. Here we go. You see, I got where I am because someone reached out a hand. Help me to stand, be an independent man.
Because I'm standing on the shoulders of a giant.
The shoulders of a giant, y'all.
I'm thankful.
Hey there, YouTube. Myron Golden here, and this is the third video in the Get Rich series. I did one on it's easier for you to get rich now than ever in human history, history and mystery of wealth. I did one on the millionaire cash flow formula. I did one on the virtual millionaire formula. So I guess this is the fourth one. Anyway, third, fourth, who's counting? On this video, I'm going to show you how to create legacy wealth, how it's possible, like liquid millionaire formula. That's what I call this. I call this like the liquid millionaire formula. I showed you the cash flow millionaire formula before. I showed you the virtual millionaire formula. This is the liquid millionaire formula. I know before I get started, just so you know, I didn't forget what I said before. And some people say, Myron, are you talking about a get rich quick scheme? And I would always answer, well, you better hope so, because you're not going to be here long enough to get rich slow, right? And I showed you the video before, and the other video before, wealth is measured more in time than money. And if two people make $1 million, like if you make $1 million, are you rich? The answer is it depends. What does it depend on? It depends on how long it took you to make it, right? And so if it takes you, if you make $25,000 a year for 40 years, at the end of 40 years, you made $1 million. Are you rich? You're not rich. Why are you not rich? You're not rich because it took you too long to make it. But if you make that same $1 million in a year, are you rich? You are. You're 40 times richer than a person who makes it in over a 40-year time period. If you make $1 million a month, are you even richer? You are. You're not richer because you made more money. You're richer because you made the money faster.
I remember.
But the wealth creation that I'm going to talk about today is not
somewhere.
rapid wealth. It's not the fast wealth. It's not going to be the leveraged wealth that you get to really, really fast. This is going to be the legacy wealth. And this is one of the most important plays you need to add to your mix. And that is, you need to figure out a way to get the most powerful force in the universe when it comes to financial freedom, like the most powerful financial force in the universe working for you instead of working against you. And that financial formula is called the rule of 72. What is the rule of 72? Well, the rule of 72 states if you take your rate of return and you divide it into 72, whatever your answer is, that's how long it takes for your money to double, right? So most people don't know this. This is why this right here, what I just wrote on this board, is one of the reasons why it is absolutely a terrible idea to save money. You have to invest money. Saving money is not enough. So what do you want to do? You want to make sure you get a high enough rate of return on your investment. So let's say you put your money in the bank, and let's say the bank's feeling generous this year, and they say, we're going to give you 3% on your money. You divide that into 72, and the answer is 24. So if you can get 3% per year, you divide that into 72, your money's going to double every 24 years, which means if you start with $1,000 and you invest it at 3%, well then in 24 years, you're going to have $2,000. 24 years after that, you're going to have $4,000. And 24 years after that, your grandchildren are going to have $8,000 because you ain't going to be here no more, right? So just understand this is how it works. Einstein said that compound interest is the most powerful financial force in the universe. Myron Golden says, any financial principle that you don't know and you're not using, someone's using it against you. So if Einstein is right and Myron Golden is right, if we're both right, and you don't understand compound interest, that means there are a lot of institutions out there using the most powerful financial force in the universe against you financially. No wonder most people are broke. So what should you do? I'm going to teach you a concept that millionaires use. Y'all ready? It's called flip the script. So that's a millionaire formula? Oh yeah. So what you do is you take this and you make them trade places. What does that look like? That means if you can get 24%, divide that into 72, now it only takes 3 years for your money to double. So now your money's working harder for you. 24%, when you get to double-digit returns, we call those millionaire rates of return, right? So now what you got to do is like, I got to figure out where I can get these millionaire rates of returns. Now, if you want to get multi-millionaire rates of return, instead of getting this 24% per year, figure out how you can get this 24% per month. What's that look like? Well, if you can get 24% per year, your money's going to double every 3 years. If you can figure out a way to get 24% per month, your money's going to double every 3 months. You say, Myron, you can't get 24% per month. Oh, you can get 24% per month. Is it likely you're going to get 24% per month? Nope. Is it possible to get 24% per month? Yes, if you have the skill level. And this is why it's so important for all of us to become, if you're not already, to become a perpetual learner. You got to figure out how to make your money work harder for you. I submit to you that for many people watching this video right now, the reason you have to have a job is because your money is unemployed. Now, if you put your money to work, then maybe, no, not maybe, for sure, you won't have to work that hard. Well, what if you put your money to work to the tune of 24% per month? That means your money would double every 3 months. So if you counted the months, month 1, then month 3, then 3 months later would be month 6, 3 months later would be month 9, then 12, then 15, then 18, then 21, then 24, then 27, and then 30, and then 33, and then 36. Now, let's say with this illustration that you start with the same $1,000, right? You start with $1,000. You never put any more in. You never take any out for 3 years, 36 months. 36 months is 3 years. But you start with $1,000. How much do you have in 36 months? Here's what some people say. Well, $36,000. Some people say, well, you'd have $100,000. Some people say you have $300,000. Well, let's see. You're going to double this money every 3 months for 36 months. So how much money do you have? Let's see. You take the $1,000. You have $2,000 in month 3. You have $4,000 in month 4. You have $8,000 in month 9. You have $16,000 in month 12. Anybody want to change their answer? Okay, well, let's keep going. You have $32,000 in month 15. You have $64,000 in month 18. You have, oh, it's about to get juicy here, $128,000 in month 21. And in 2 years, you have $250,000, $256,000, which means you have $512,000 in month 27, and you have $1,024,000 in month 30. You have $2,048,000 in month 33, and you have $4,096,000 in month 36. If you can consistently get 24% per month for 36 months, and you don't ever take any out, you don't ever put any more in, you start with $1,000, you have $4,096,000. Now, here's the challenge. Here's the challenging part. Now you got to figure out, how can I get 24% per month? And the answer is, I don't know. You have to look. Are there ways to get 24% per month? Well, there are ways.
Of course there are ways.
Who invest in markets. There are some people who invest in the commodities market that do this. There are people who invest in the options market who do this. There are some people in the stock market. It's going to be a lot less likely, especially if you're doing long-term buy and hold. But there are strategies that you can do with your money. You could become, now you're not going to get 24% per month, but even if you got 24% per year, you'd have $4.6 million in 36 years. That's a whole lot better than what most people got going on, because most people can figure out how to come up with $1,000. And if you figure out how to come up with $1,000 and you can start putting that money to work in different investment vehicles until you find the vehicle that's going to give you the best return, you could be on your way to creating legacy wealth for your family. Some of the people in the past who've created wealth, they've created so much wealth in such a short period of time because they made their money in the right economic era in which they started out, right? They made their money in the economic era in which they were in. But then what do? Then they applied the money that they made to this formula. Hey, what's going to happen for some of you? There's some of you watching this right now who are millionaires already. And here's the problem. You might have $3, $4, $5, $6 million sitting in the stupid bank in a stupid checking account. Do you understand what a checking account is? Do you have any idea what a checking account is? A checking account is an account where you loan your money to the bank interest-free. and then they go loan that money to other people and back to you and charge you for it on a credit card. That doesn't make sense. Why would you loan your money to the bank interest free? Why not do with your money what the bank is doing with your money? Why not do with your money what the other financial institutions are doing with your money, instead of putting your money in the bank and hoping that putting it in a certificate of depreciation, deposit, that's what they call it, certificate, a CD, right? That doesn't make any sense. Figure out how to get your money working for you, because I've got news for you. If you don't remember anything else I say, remember this, and I'm going to end on this. If you don't remember anything else I say, remember this. Either your money is going to work for you or it's going to work against you. Either it's going to work for you and against the system, or it's going to work for the system and against you. Now, what you got to do after watching this video is decide whose side you want your money to work for. In the meantime, in between time, I hope you like this video. You say, Myron, but you didn't tell me where to get 24% per month. Go find it. Go find out where you can get 24% per year. Go find out where you can get 12% per year. Go find out how to get a better rate of return on your money than you're getting with it sitting in a stupid checking account. Start there. And the more you make yourself understand financial principles, the more financial principles will be made available to you. All right, hope that helps you. In the meantime, in between time, stay blessed by the best. Peace out, Cub Scouts. I'll see you on the next video. Oh, by the way, don't forget, subscribe, like, make a comment, share, and all that other.
A frog decided to reach the top of the tree. All the frogs shouted, "It's impossible, it's impossible." Still the frog reaches the top. How? Because he was deaf, and he thought everyone was encouraging him to reach the top. Be deaf to negative thoughts if your aim is to reach your goal. A frog decided to reach the top of the tree. All the frogs shouted, "It's impossible, it's impossible." Still the frog reaches the top. How? Because he was deaf, and he thought everyone was encouraging him to reach the top. Be deaf to negative thoughts if your aim is to reach your goal. A frog decided to reach the top of the tree. All the frogs shouted, "It's impossible, it's impossible." Still the frog reaches the top. How? Because he was deaf, and he thought everyone was encouraging him to reach the top. Be deaf to negative thoughts if your aim is to reach your goal. A frog decided to reach.
And that's the whole idea. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. That's the whole thing. Anything that you want to, you have to just block off negative thoughts. Everybody has what they call a sixth sense. Top of the morning to everyone again, right? We're in paradise, Trinidad and Tobago. So the whole idea behind that is that sometimes we go through our own negative feelings and thoughts. We all have that within us. And so obviously, how do I break that? You have to be deaf. And sometimes if in the morning time, you do your exercise program, you're worshiping, and there's certain things that you don't want to open, you don't open it. I'm telling you, I have some voice notes I don't even listen to. As sad as it is, that's the fact of the matter. I have hundreds of people sending me voice notes, but sometimes I said, you see these two? I don't want to listen to it. Because I don't want anything that maybe can change my emotion or change my day. I don't listen to it. I don't. That's one of my things. And people say, well, Marlon, you lucky you could do that and you have this and you. But in the beginning, I remember 2017, November, I think it was, when we paid off for the house. And I was okay, I now need some funds now. So we paid up for the house and the roof was in a mess. The house needed some major work. It was close to about $500,000. And and I knew that if I take the funds that we had and fix the house, then we would still be paying for the house. So the quickest way, first thing, is to take yourself out of any loan or debt that you have, and it's difficult if you are listening to other people who are in the same boat. They may be driving a Mercedes or Audi and say, girl, how it is? And them going to work Monday, Friday, nice, but tired, and so forth. But the joy of just earning 24% per month on your money while you are sleeping, your money working harder for you. It feels good. Every 28 days to be exact, forget the whole month. 28 days. And all the different programs that are coming up in this season, this time, has given like new birth to the industry and hope for some people who understand that these programs, it may not last forever, it may last maybe 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, but this is your passage now. You know, you're going through that narrow passage because all who fetting and all who partying is not on the score here this morning. They may be on the JOB, they may be not able to retire early like me. But I did my calculation over and over and over. And my mind have to come to, okay, did I hit my target? I didn't even know I hit my target. I hit my target since 2023. I blow away that target. And you must have the targets written down. I have one behind here, one on the behind laptop. You must have it, your target. So if you are not setting your target, tough luck. And I think I posted out to most people, most of the chat room, my first two targets. God goes in my life. How much you all are checking your goals, setting every single day? Look, I have here. Look, I have right here. You know, that the frog thing is real. You can't be, you know, if you're in a job, I understand different elements of people's job, but when you're recess and your lunchtime, you go into that personal development mode because it molds and shapes you, and you first have to extract as the ex-commander Special Forces, Mr. Kenneth Barrington Thomas, he's Kenneth Barrington Thomas used to say, you have to extract all these different things first, extract it, and then put in the good stuff. You call it planting good seeds. So, but you have to, if you know it's full of stuff here that you have to take out those things. So you have to set your targets. And I mean, I set this target. I hit the target. I didn't even know I hit the target. I kept rolling like Forrest Gump. I passed the target and go. So I already hit my target. And my target was to earn over 3,000 USD on a monthly basis. And I hit that for 1 year as signs of pre-retirement or early retirement. And I hit that going for about 18 months. I didn't even catch myself. I was like, wait now, I hit that target. But I'm going back to the goals now. And I said, I hit that target. Because 3,000 USDT, 8, 3 to 24, that's 24,000. What is USDT? It's crypto we're talking, right? It is more than my salary. Like 4 times my salary, like 4x. So I was 4x in my salary. So I did make it 4 months in 1 month. Right? And I said, wait now, I X that out. I couldn't be. And then certain months, that great month in September 2023, end of September, we 18x. I'm like, okay, wow. So I said, I hit that target. So you have to set your target. I won't tell you what my target is, but I have a next target here. I pinpoint that target. You could hold on your WhatsApp or whatever it is, the thing, and you pin it. And when you pin it, it's for you to see. To nobody else. It's for you to see it. So you could forward it back to yourself. You forward message, but you pin your goal setter, your target there, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to hit back the pin, it comes back up. So you set your target. And when you set that target, only your God and you on that road. You're taking persons with you. That is your team members, true players who are team players who are the molding and shaping you along that focus to get there. Right? And you're thanking God and like what Sandra did for me. Carly knew, I didn't know. Sandra. And Sandra and Kinder, they came and surprised me last week on and they didn't even know it was my early retirement function. I was having a little private, just a luncheon, and them women already, they had the plan. Hey, look, we have him here. We go do a private retirement function inside of the luncheon. So by the time I came back home, I know I'm burnt out from that, and then I see all this food. We eat food for 4 days. We eat food. We still have some of the sweet bread and the I can't remember the next one. but we still have a little bit of the chicken. Lord, I eat chicken till I can't finish it. And I say, nah, I can't finish this chicken. I have my last Saturday. So thanks again, Sandra and Kinder, for really surprising and showing the appreciation for the thing that I have done for them. So they say, right? And I was like, okay, I do it for everybody. But in the scripture, one person turned back to say thanks. One person come back. One. So in this case, Christ, I thank you. I get two. And many persons from time to time, they tell me thank you for the work and so forth, right? So let's go ahead with the goal setting. Because we have other business this morning that has a timeline on it. So again, when you set your target, I became open to multiple streams of income years ago. But they told us to stay on one program. So I had to wait till either the program either crash or whatever, and then jump on the next program. No, I am not solicited to that at all. I am taking all the programs and I'm analyzing them. And then the ones that makes the most financial sense, those are the ones that we are going with. And so obviously it's not an easy road to know which program. But if you have failed many times, then it becomes easy. I've failed many times in many programs. I've checked the program and see what it was about. You have to register, see if this is your kind of style. And then if sometimes it may not be your kind of style, but it's paying out real good, then I ask the Holy Spirit to guide me on my financial. Yesterday we did it too as well. Let me say, intelligence is a gift from God. Take time to go deeper. Open your heart and go deeper. The Spirit of God is moving in me as is moving in you. So that if you're a believer and a pure heart will seek God, all understanding. And so if you not ask, you not get nothing. You have to ask and wait and wait. And it does not come in the form like, ping, yes, you have it. No. Sometimes it is he wants you to develop. God wants you to do that thing. God wants you to develop step by step. And it's tough when you go through your own Moses and your Joseph, where your own people will stab you. The same people, sometimes they're helping, they're stabbing you in different ways. And it's like, nah, that can't be happening. But then I have to refer back to scripture. But many went through that too as well. We have prophets that welcome in his hometown. And so you just move on. And that is that deaf frog that I'm talking about. That deaf frog. I've moved on a long time. Long time. So if you want to move anywhere further financially, you have to put on your armor of God if you're a believer. And you have to People talking. This is the deaf frog. This is the horse. Blinders on, and you hopping away, and making step. And you hear what the guy said? He said, all the frogs shouted, it's impossible, it's impossible. I don't take that. That word is a negative word. We don't even discuss that. Guy said, Papa God, open away. Open away. I remember, they said that. I remember, I can't remember which book I was reading at the time, but we were going to Portugal back in 2012. And you have to do your bank statement, and the bank, you're putting for your bank statement, and I'm waiting for some funds to come in to make the bank look good now. I being honest with you, I really know. And that money come through, boy. And it's 11 o'clock, I take the statement. And the person didn't bring it, yeah, man, I deposited. And they had deposited that money. And 12 o'clock, I don't want to pick up my passport. And I quite up in town. My partner wanted to go uptown. So you come with my partner. It's now 11:25. And I had to reach the embassy to pick up my passport to go. I say, hold on now. Hold on. And I say, have a sharply. I say, say the rosary. I love to pray. I reach up there. I say my rosary and I pray. When I finish, I reach up there at 12:10. The place is supposed to be closed at 12 o'clock. The guard already told me the last time, Mr. Modest, don't be late, so and so. Here's the point I'm making about not hearing anything that, right? Taking it in internally. The man say, you must be the luckiest person on the planet. And I just pull up the vehicle. Just pull up. I tell the guy, park the car. And I run inside. The man say, you must be the luckiest. Go ahead. The door is still open, so it means that there's a chance. My God, open a way for me. Time doesn't work with everybody. But my God, I asked him and I prayed. From the time I left there, he knew my heart wanted to go to Portugal. He knew I needed to get that passport because it was a Friday. There's no other way, right? And by leaving early in the next morning, and he parted that way for me. I was able to go in. And I waited for the people to ask about because they need to see a bank statement. Then when they asked me, it had $2.21 or something like that. I paid $25 to get a bank statement for $2, and I can't put it $25. I wanted to go. You understand? So again, when I didn't have to show them, the people say, Mr. Mother says your passport, you have your German, so this here, European, so this is your health benefits, boom, boom, boom. Have a good thing. You're going for 10 days, enjoy, bam. And fly out business class. Company paid for us, fly out business class, had a wonderful time. And it's the power of belief in whatever you are doing. That's the point I'm making. If I had listened to the guy and said, okay, sure, I wouldn't be late. And I watch it time and said, I wouldn't make it, boy. I visualize myself walking through the closed doors. I visualize. Just like how the deaf frog thought his friends were cheering him when he was telling the word. Inside the music school, metronome music, you are not allowed to say that word. We let them know from day one. We say if you say that word, it comes with 100 to 1,000 push-ups or squats. And I go along with them doing the exercise. If I get my exercise, because I was sitting down all day. So I said, yeah, I'll do some push-up and squats with them. But children say, I said, don't use that word. That word does not exist. And I impregnate their thought patterns a little bit, if you're going to shape it and mold it. And they are successful today. We had our jazz event yesterday evening. It was a success. It was a success. The jazz, icebreaker jazz, we call it, for the first time. Icebreaker jazz, with students were, doing different genres, but in jazz. And it was a success. And let me tell you something. God works on his time. He doesn't work on your time. So when you are looking for something and you're asking God for it, remember, when you have asked God for it, and you keep that vision, you going on a journey with God. It's sometimes when you think that God is not there, he's lifting you up and carrying you still on a journey towards it. So I remember these things when I go through my challenges. I say, God, I now understand. You're molding me and shaping me through those challenges. So we're going to stop this recording and they're going to get back to the person, because there are many ways that we earn 24% and more and faster than that. Right? 6 weeks, we earn twice what we put in. Yeah. 6 weeks or 30 working days. Yep. So they have all different kind of programs. We got to search for them, and then look and see which ones are legit and which ones are not. I know they do your research, of course, and don't ask people who are broken. Don't ask people who will tell you that they lost money in one of those things. But every week they're playing Playway for the last 25 years. Playway and Lotto, and they can't win. But if they go to calculate and put like a business, I play $25 in Playway today, I play $20 in Playway. I haven't played that since 1996. I could tell you, I had just God sending me to a faraway land. And when I come back, I had no desire to play. So, people say, oh gosh, I'm feeling these in the multi lotto. You're feeling nice. And you're playing. And okay, some people have won. Yes, somebody has to win. Right? But what's the odds of you winning? Yeah. And then you calculate all those funds over those years. It's playing Playway and Lotto, not beating them to death, but that's the fact. Right? And you are taking your education properly in online businesses. And you learn first before you invest. So you learn skill sets, and then you could invest in one or two and see how it goes. And if you have fear of it, you should not be insist. Leave your money inside the bank and the credit union. Leave your money there. If you have a fear, leave your money there. I've seen my friends turn paupers. Paupers meaning living on the streets. Brothers who had it. And the cost of living, I'll continue on that tomorrow. The cost of living has gone way past that what they could have afforded. You just look at the simple thing as bread and flour from 2000 to 2025. What percentage increase? But yet, most people's salary from 2013 or 2014 that never got an increase. You've seen everything going up from Mr. Doubles, from $3 to $4 to $5 to $6, and you can get the gourmet doubles, $20, $30, duck and doubles, $40, all different prices people have there. And that the price have just moved from this to that. One morning you wake up, you're first buying roti at $13. The people them say it's $18. The Chinese going up. This that you go to the grocery every single week, everything is going up, but you're not taking it on. It's just a little $2. The gas prices going up, the diesel prices going up. You're taking it on. And when they check it, your money is going. I wonder if I could do a board. I'll practice a board for tomorrow. Your money is staying still, or your pension, but the cost of living is going up. It means that your money is shrinking and it has no value. And so obviously, what you have to do, you have to say a prayer, take it out, and try something new. And that's what we have done. And that's why I'm having these kind of sessions in the morning to kind of stir you early, think about it, and maybe get back to the person. Hey, what was he talking about? Hey, what was he showing about? Because there are programs that are actually real, with real people, and we earn. That is why I could afford to say, okay, I have enough programs that are running there, and between these, they are making my salary twice or three times every single month. I could afford to leave my job because I have different assets, digital assets, that are earning more than what I was working before. And so I can come home and properly have that time to start back the personal development. Because without the personal development, and if I was just running down the money alone, I would have crashed. But the personal development holds everything into place as you extract out negative things and things that have been programmed, and you put in the good stuff, and you plant back the seeds, good seeds inside of your mind. Then when it's time to execute this to get $50,000 here, $20,000 here, move that. Last night we were on a call. I fell asleep on the guys. I was out from the time I reached home. They didn't know that I was out. I just came from our jazz function, which was planning from 6 in the morning. I have a fantastic, super fantastic team. My loving wife and our loving daughter. All day we were just working, putting the program together. When the program was finished, look, I have it right here. All who say that they're not coming, we didn't put them on the program. We just know who's coming, and we make up the program on the fly of the morning, around 12. And by we have to be there for 2 o'clock because the event starts at 4 o'clock. And by 3 o'clock, we now leaving. Rain started to fall long. We poured on what rain was pouring on hard yesterday, right? All over Trinidad. I know about Tobago, but Trinidad is hard. And I said, well, that's the kind of we going. We're going through, put on a cap, and just roll. Rain is stopping me. Right? We reach there, we set up. Both students who live as far as Rio Claro, right? Who live as far as Shabonas, coming down from on that side. They're all here for the jazz event, for the icebreaker jazz. And why? I came back home, drop off the student, went and drop off the stuff, and carry a student out for dinner. Which I can say like my son, Corey. And we went up the road, Kuva, and on the way down, I called them. I said, okay, when I reach up, my phone battery dying. And I put my phone to charge when I reach back home here and put on a Zoom. And within an hour time, I out and out while I working with them. I lock up when I check. But that's the point. Somebody say, so why you have to work like that? Because we're helping people free the plantation. And if it's that you have to do, that's what you have to do. And what I was doing in the daytime, right? Working in the daytime, coming home in the evening, have the music school until 7 o'clock. And after, as soon as the school finished, I have meetings from 7 to 7:30, 7:30 to 8, 8 to 8:30, 8:30 to 9, 9 to 10, private meetings afterwards until midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then come back the next day, do the same thing over. And if it's that what you have to do, you have to do that because it shapes you for that future when you have 1,000 people and 10,000 people, and you have to section off who is the fast runners, section of who is the medium runners, meaning that they're taking their time, which is part of a program called DISC. That's another program, right? Well, I mean program, I mean a training module of DISC, how to analyze people, where they're at. It has some Ds who are ready to jump into a program. They have some Is who are saying there are some C's who are cautious and it's, and then they have some S who, who as they're ready, they're steady and they're proper on, right? So take this information and get back to the person who would have invited you to share into wealth creation. But there are programs out there which we are part of that really earns. I don't know how I was paying my bills every single month. When sometimes salary coming on the 9th, the 10th, the 11th of the month, I would have been taking my crypto, converting back into fiat, and paying bills and buying groceries, basics, putting gas in the car. I never, maybe once or twice, I may not have tipped the guy in the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, honest, tip the man in the gas station. Guy don't come out. When them see me, them know it's at $5 or $10 or $20 tip, depending on if I have it. And they'll be like, man, tipping, yeah, I tip the guy, don't come out. When them see me come out, they'll say, oh shit, man, I lost it. If I come out of full myself, I ain't tipping them. Right? And so obviously, where would I would have gotten that tipping from when I worked on the ship back in 92, 93. And I made good money, good US dollars in tips every single day. I was being tipped every day, Even on my day off, man call him and say, hey, come and take a 2-hour job. I know it's a day off. And I'll take off. He say, you work for 4 hours instead of 2 hours. Well, I'll take 120 US. I said, what? 4 hours? I get 120 US. If you're not sure, on the ship, it depends on where you work. You work for $15 a day. But it doesn't work out, so they show it for by the whole month. So it calculates looking good. But when you break it down, we're working per day, and then you break it down, we're working per hour, it's just on the borderline. So now you're working 16 hours for $15. That's our next story, right? So when I think I could work from home and get paid, so now I go outside. Somebody call me for a funeral. Okay, I go and do the funeral. Somebody call me for a wedding. Okay, we do a wedding. As the case may be, as you know, I'm a musician. But at the end of the day, the mindset of a musician is totally different from a business person. And that's what I had to do, that split imagery and say, no, I'm into business. This is the business mindset. Music is a more emotional. Then it have the show side of the business of music and the business side. And most people have failed in the business side because the show is always good, but the business is poor. I switched that around now, and I said, you know what happened? Yesterday we had a whole jazz show. Who had the sound system? Marlon. Who had the camera? Senator. We keep everything internally, and people say, well, we could have do that. Why put yourself out of pocket if you know you're having something internally, you know, and you have to know if what you are doing is making financial sense. And if it's not, you keep it within. So we have all the tools to do. Sometimes we hire out our own past students to come and eat at the trough and give them the jobs itself. Or sometimes we do it internally. And that was one. Yesterday was one that was done internally. So thanks again. Get back to the person and move from you stopping the recording here, but we have other stuff to talk about, and it cannot be on the recording. You have to be there for the live if you want to. So see you tomorrow, and then God spare life. Shalom.